Kakadosh Boker or Mishna Yomi. Mishnah, this is Masechet Batra, Perek Tet, chapter 9, Mishnah, Gimel, and Dalet, 3 and 4. Hiniach banim gdolim ktanim. If right now the person passes away and he left behind adults and minor children. Okay, now the gdolim come and they appreciated, right, the nechasim. They come and they appreciated the properties. Hishbichu leemtza. Whatever they appreciated is divided between everybody. Meaning they can't just say, listen, we did it for ourselves. No. You guys are the older ones. You guys took care of the property. You made it now worth more. It's bemtza. Imamru, but if they said, look what our father left over, but we are now going to improve it, and we are keeping the profits, then they do keep it to themselves. They are able to keep the profits for themselves. Because once they said that the intention was like that, so therefore that's it. Okay? Now he comes and he says, because here it says the Bedin did not object to it. Same halacha would apply to the wife. Remember that a woman never inherits. So if right now in the case of a woman who inherits her husband's estate and she comes and she appreciates it, along with the other children as well, because it's it goes shared equally by everybody. But if she says the exact same yesod that's brought down by the children, the older ones and the younger ones, the same thing to do with the woman and all the other heirs as well. That was Mishnah Gimel. Mishnah Dalet. Ha'achina shutafim. If the brothers are still partners, okay, in the father's property. Shenafal echa me'en lumanut. And it falls on one of them that he has to do work for the king. Okay? So, it's a very profitable job, obviously. So, nafal le'emsa. So, the profit of the appointment also goes to the middle. Meaning, they all share it equally. Why? Because basically he just chose one person of the family, so therefore he could have chosen anybody. So therefore he comes and he says, so all the heirs are entitled to the property, to the profits as well. So imagine one person gets taken to the king's work, he makes a certain salary now, which is a very profitable salary. They all share the salary. Okay? Chala v'nitrapa. If one brother also comes and he becomes ill, and he doesn't take care of the property himself, and then he was healed using the funds from the estate, he's going to be healed from his own share. Meaning he cannot come and say, listen, you know what, he needs a doctor, so now it's going on the cheshbon, the entire property. No, because since it was caused by his own negligence, they do not have to fork out the money. Okay, 1 second. He says, Achin shasu miksatan shushbinit b'chaya. Okay, so what happens now if right? He comes and he says like this. That's footnote number 4, doctor. He says if the brothers come and they acted as a groomsmen for the father's lifetime. What does that mean? One or more of the brothers went to the father to be acted as the one that's going to come and do all these things. So he provided them, the gifts in order to give to everybody else. You remember this was the concept that the father used to give one of the brothers the money in order to come and to give to the chatan the money. So he was like the groomsman. He was the shushbinim. Even until nowadays they call him shushbinim. Chazra shushbinit, chazra lemtza. So then when the groomsman gifts returns, right, that means basically when one of them gets married afterwards, it returns to the middle. And it's going to be shared equally. Because basically what they used to do is they used to give the presents, and then they would have to pay it back. But it was a present until later on, until they were able to pay it back. So therefore, when it comes back, it's paid back, it goes back to the middle, not to... Yeah. So he says, Shashushbinit nigbet bevedin, because the gifts are going to be treated like loans. Sorry. Ad kedekach, thank you. Ad kedekach, that they're treated like loans, they can be collected in a bedin. And therefore, when they come and they return the gifts, which are the loans, it's kilu that he's paying them back, and it's not gifts to the brother that's getting married. So therefore, it goes back. But if someone sends, right, his fellow, whether it's going to be barrels of wine or oil, let's say for example, a chatuna or whatever it is, but he doesn't actually go there, or he doesn't go to the feast. So they're not considered gifts. That's chesed. You just did chesed, it's an act of chesed, therefore there was no intention that it's going to be returned, and therefore since it's no intention of being returned, so if the father sent such gifts in his lifetimes, you never get it back basically, so therefore there's no problem. Which basically the concept is that the first part of the shushmanim is that it was kilu that you're helping out the new couple, so you lend them a whole bunch of different things, and then later on, once they get on their feet, they come and they give it back, and then it goes to the next one, it continues going, right? It's like recycling, you understand? But here, there's 100% chesed. 100% chesed is not.